That's right. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Single file, if you will, gather around me. I'd like to welcome everybody back to the SumitoMedia Museum of Meme Art, or SMOMA, as you might remember from God knows how many months ago was our last exhibit gallery. But you can't blame SumitoMedia. Finding memes that are worthy of having their own exhibit here at the Museum of Meme Art is no easy task. And today, have we got an interesting one for everybody who is willing to watch. I'd like to remind everybody that you are about to see some very high quality art when it comes to the world of memes. So please remember, no flash photography, keep your hands together, face mask on at all time, and please remain 6 feet away from each one of the other attendees. Except for you, ma'am, with the black lipstick and eyeliner, I would like you within 6 feet of me at all times. Now, today's exhibit is an interesting one. It is yet another showcase of how a simplistic meme can evolve, thanks to the creativity of those using it, into something much more than where it began. We will observe the life of a meme in today's exhibit. Now, artists are what artists are. They choose to pick creativity from different facets of their life, but one true constant that you'll see through many artists throughout the years, regardless of their medium, is the use of marijuana. And today's meme will start exactly there. What exactly does it mean for art to become self-aware? Naturally, all of us need to be able to dissect a piece of art or a meme in order to make sure that we're actually enjoying this image that is received through our retinas. I mean, sure, the colors may be aesthetically pleasing. It may tug on the strings of nostalgia in order to push some serotonin into your system, but are you really enjoying the meme? And the only way for you to know that is to dissect it and take a look at what makes it tick. But what happens in an image like this piece behind me? This is the first image that we'll be taking a look at in the new exhibit, Sections of a Joint. What makes a joint tick? The experience of smoking marijuana for one is different than the experience of smoking marijuana for all, and yet this self-aware image seems to be relatable by all who have ever partaken in the substance. Of course, at some point you're going to smoke, and it will be with friends, for you cannot generally learn how to smoke marijuana by yourself. And immediately, you'll feel calmer, you'll feel looser, your brain will start to tingle and go into places where it hasn't been before. And then immediately you will be attacked by some sort of unknown demon. Why? Take into note this array of art pieces that we have in this hall here. They are all from the same exhibit, Sections of a Joint, and yet they're all made by different artists. It would be difficult to tell if you didn't take a closer look at the minute details between them. The joints are segmented in a similar way, the text is segmented in a similar way, and though each one of the paragraphs of text says something different, they all tell the same story. I smoke the joint, I enjoy the joint. I smoke more of the joint, oh God, what's chasing me? I have to go home right now. What is this? What is the paranoia that is to succumb upon smoking greater quantities of marijuana? Is it only the first few puffs, the first hint of social interaction that you receive that you actually enjoy? And then once the serotonin hits your bloodstream, suddenly it becomes a horror movie? Now, with just a little bit of understanding, it's very easy to see what's happening in these art pieces. The prior thoughts, the preliminary execution of communication are done by a sober man. Whereas the later thoughts that are evoked by these artists are done by somebody with a looser grip on their thinking, a less concrete understanding of societal norms around them, and a much more familiar tone, in a way that they can express such ideas as, yo, I think someone's watching me, dude. We should leave right now. For those of you at home watching on our online virtual tour of the SMOMA, you may be thinking that this is a bit too niche of an art exhibit for the layman to enjoy. I mean, marijuana-induced paranoia? How many people are relating to this? And not only that, it seems to be a very specific sort of paranoia induced by marijuana smoke. And to that I would say, We are the everyman here at the Shmoma. Of course, we would not present an exhibit without giving you some way to relate it to your everyday life, and it just so happens that over the course of just a little bit of time, this sectionality of this art piece, in the way that something is consumed, a way that something is enjoyed, and then later less enjoyed, does not only apply to the marijuana cigarette. No, in fact, it applies to many facets of life, and it's that exploration by different artists that I think you'll really enjoy. Let's move on to the next room. Is there truly any difference between a cup of coffee and a marijuana cigarette? Sure, one gets you high and gets you ready for whatever you're about to do, but the other one is a marijuana cigarette. Observe the sectionality of such a everyday cup of coffee, the cup of joe, as it were. Everyone in the United States has drank one of these. After all, America does run on coffee. And yet, we see the same sort of sectionality in which the beginning of such a delightful, life-giving substance is enjoyed significantly more than the ending brew of the coffee cup. Initially, it wakes you up from your almost subhuman levels of intelligence, creativity, and will to live. And by the end of the cup of coffee, holy shit, I need a bathroom. Where's a bathroom? Please, I need a bathroom. It's interesting, isn't it? It's not that interesting. Let's go to the next room. If I could find an art piece that could hit closer to home. Even a child could understand the intricate interpretations that are to be taken away from such a subtle art piece, as if nobody's seen Super Size Me. Look at this. Does anybody actually enjoy fast food after eating fast food? I mean, every single time I get McDonald's, it seems like a good idea. And then by the time I'm done eating, I'm like, what have I become? Why exactly are there so many artistic renditions of an energizing beverage causing you to shit yourself? Do you guys not have enough fiber in your diet? What is this supposed to, resolve? Evoking this sort of energy doesn't exactly accomplish anything. The human body doesn't react to modern art. Now, here before you, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the key pieces to this exhibit, one of the rarest artistic renditions of the segments of a joint meme. Here we can see the School of Rock, the original Jack Black film, as you so very well may remember it. However, the sectionality of this particular art piece is one that I think everybody can relate to, as we all went into this movie thinking, another Jack Black film, and yet we all exited the movie going, wow, I wish I went to the School of Rock. It wasn't that good of a movie. You may notice the later art pieces in this exhibit start to get a little bit more surreal. They become less easy to comprehend, unlike the first pieces, which have all made sense so far. If you smoke more joints, then you'll get more paranoid. If you eat more fast food, then you will get more depressed, apparently. But what happens when it's a little bit tougher to predict exactly where the meme's going to go? Well, it turns out that the segmented meme actually also takes care of that pretty easily. Much like the Happy Hank Schrader, Sad Hank Schrader meme, this meme is able to portray the difference in understanding of the subject between initially discovering it and then getting through it thoroughly. For instance, if you take a look at the segmented meme behind me, this one breaks down the Yakuza 0 game, which at first seems like, from immediate impressions, nothing more than a bunch of hilarious mini-games with disco dancing, karaoke, fun vibes all around, and then as you get deeper and deeper into the main storyline, you realize the struggles of the main characters to remain human in a city that is trying to turn you into anything but. What a magnificent execution of the segments of a joint. Now, our viewers at home watching this showcase are obviously a much more refined art critic. I mean, it takes a extremely high intelligence level to be able to appreciate some of the art that we're taking a look at today. And the Yakuza series may not be the best example of an unexpected result of watching through one of the games. They're very old, they're very well known for having two sides of the same coin. But what about social media? I mean, of course everybody knows that social media isn't good for you, but have you really sat and thought about the difference between when you first opened up Twitter or you first opened up Instagram? How much fun it was to see the different pictures that your friends would post and posting pictures and your own short little quips? and how quickly that turned into a mind-numbing experience that has been nothing but a serotonin drain for the last 15 years? Well, you're not the only one. Multiple artists have also made their own renditions and expressions of this saddened, hollow experience of what once brought them so much joy, and through the segments of a joint meme have shown the difference between someone who has just started using Twitter versus someone who is a seasoned veteran, and someone who has just started using Instagram versus nobody uses Instagram anymore, so... Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this tour of the brand new segments of a joint art exhibit. I'd like to remind you that the SumitoMedia something meme modern museum is sponsored by the Internet Historian Foundation and viewers like you. And by viewers like you, I specifically mean Captain CF Angie, Jack Winston, Joshy's Baked, Regulator 9, Eric Seidel, Paul Rohrbag, Tristan Morgan, and Laser Pig, as well as the very kind folks whose names you'll see scrolling behind me. That is the Patreon Cash Money Meme team. If you'd like to join them, the link's in the description. And if you'd like to enjoy more fine art, be sure to hit the subscribe button, because that, in itself, makes you an artist. Thank you so much for joining us today, and as always... a spisu.